Welcome to my wild and crazy hair day. Yes, it is crazy. It is a crazy hair day. Oh, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me on a little bit later. 10 o'clock, almost 10. Trying different times. I'm going to be trying different times throughout the coming months to see what times what times suit, what's going on. We got a little yappy puppy in the background. She wasn't a good puppy. She was being a bad puppy. So she got um she's in her little kennel right now, so that's fine. She's safe. So welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me right now. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about this energy today. And I've been on Instagram earlier and talking about a little bit about the energies. And I wanted to get into about the vibration and talk about the vibration of the energies. And especially with the vibration with when we're dealing with astrology. Astrology is it's a blueprint. It shows you. It helps to guide you. It helps to give you a roadmap of the energies that are coming forth. That's what it wants to do. And this is where we as humans, we are vibrational matter. We vibrate. We're vibrating all the time. And in that vibration, whatever you are vibrating to, you are drawing. We're drawing that energy to us, right? So within as without. So whatever's happening within us is what we are seeing the results on the outside of us, right? That's whatever we put out is what comes back. So we are if we're vibrating a lot of fear, if we're vibrating a lot of negativity or chaos, or however you want to phrase it, then that's what comes in. Now, I've been mentioning how the world is divided, or the world was splitting. And I talked about this way back in 2015 or in 2014, and how moving from one side to the other side, how the world is shifting and moving into a new direction. And we're seeing it even more prevalent now. We're seeing this. And I was even, been mentioning about segregation, and how segregation, vibrating wherever you are, things are segregating, things are moving into a new and different vibrational alliance and an alignment. Now, as we are going with the planets, and Venus is in Scorpio, and we still have the sun beautifully in Virgo and coming into the last degrees of Virgo. I mean, it's very beautiful. I love this. It gives us that mutability. It allows us to sort of move a little bit more. Now, you have a vibrational, and that you match. And many times we match, and it feels like, well, I ask and I ask and I ask, and I'm doing all of this work, and it never shows up for me. So this is where I had to sort of do some thinking and a little bit of research, and look into my lovely Abraham Hicks, and looked into some of, pulled out some of my just books and my astrology and notes and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever we vibrate at, that's what happens. That's what we get. And the more we focus on what we don't have, the more it shows up. So, we have more. So if we're vibrating and we're wanting to have, say, more love, more joy, more whatever, and we are focusing on the absence of it, then the present, this is where it continues to come in, right? So if we are, say, not feeling well, and we're focusing more on the feeling not well, and we're focusing on it, and the doctor is pinpoint it, they take a picture of it, and then you're feeling that discord and discomfort, that negative feeling you have, is that you're giving your attention to something that you don't want. You're giving that attention to whatever it is, and giving your attention to it is activating that vibration within you. So if you're always thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get sick. Oh my God, I'm going to get sick. Oh my God, look at, oh my God, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to get sick. I'm going to get sick. What's going to happen? It's the same thing as like years ago, I used to always be worried, oh my God, all the bills are piling up. All the bills are piling up. And what was happening was all the bills were piling up. And I did do a little ceremony, and I thought, I want to manifest prosperity and abundance and bring that in. And it's still a practice for me today. Like I'm still practicing it. I'm still finding that vibration of stepping into the abundance and the prosperity. Now, in my ceremony that I did, I burnt all my bills. I burnt all of the crazy stuff that I had and the things that were accumulating. And I kept the important papers, but I burnt, or I photocopied it and I burnt it. And I said, this is done. This is not my focus. Not that and in saying that, I also said, I'm going to be paying this. I'm not going to avoid it, but it's going to get paid. So this is where I started to say, okay, I'm going to start to focus more on what is coming in. And in doing so, opened up new doorways, moved me into a new direction. And this is where, if you don't want, the more the practice is what you don't want. And the more you disallow what you don't want, the more it's going to show up. And really want something, and you focus on the absence of it, you really have the steady, and you get a strong negative emotion, and it continues to come in. So when we look at the astrology gives us this pathway, and it shows you here, there's going to be some disruptions that are going to be coming in. There's going to be something that's going to come in. And I was talking about it last year, right? That, okay, we got Saturn and Pluto. And when Saturn and Pluto get together, there's going to be something crazy that comes in. And in that craziness, we have a choice. How are you focusing your energy? Are you focusing on, oh my God, this is, the whole thing. And of course, at first we were all scared and we were all afraid. And then we're like, what is there that we are so afraid of? Is that, am I going to step into that fear? Or am I going to take a back step and start focusing on the things I do want to focus on? Because the negative emotion, which is the blessed indicator that lets you know your vibrational content, and the negative emotion will become more emphatic, and it will become a physical sensation. And you might get a headache or a kink in your neck. You might feel discomfort in your solar plexus, your fingers aching, and it shows up in all parts of your body depending upon what the subject is and what your level of disallowance or resistance is. So when you begin to play with the way you feel, and not trying too hard to assign words to it, but although when we are gathering when we're gathering together, we want to say, what kind of feelings do you want? Emotions are energy in motion. That's what emotion is. So you have energy that's in motion. And so when we have our feelings, come in and they go out, and then we have emotions, which are a little bit deeper and stronger, but they're energy. Is our energy a focus on the discomfort? Is it the focus on what we don't have, the absence of, the lack of? Or am I going to start focusing on, and that's where gratitude comes in, that's where your I ams come in, to focus on what I'm grateful in. What do I have that I need to put my energy towards? And this is where Venus in Scorpio asks you what your values are. What are your values? Not my values. What are your values? Your values are going to be totally different than mine. Your way of doing things is going to be totally different than mine. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's what we want. We want to bring in that uniqueness, that of who you are. And when we bring in that uniqueness and allow for that to come in, and we want to become conscious awareness of our own emotional energy, our emotional guidance, is that you intend to do the best you can do in that moment. And that's where the energy is. We want you to do the best you can do today, this moment, this time, this right now. And when you do, and you feel, and you start to get into that feeling and start to get into that energy and that emotional, and some days, yes, we will have good days and we'll have bad days. And some days we're just kind of like shuffling along. But if we honor ourselves with that, and if we say to ourselves, you know what? It's great that I'm having a shuffly day. Isn't it awesome that I am able to sit in my house and have a shuffly day? Isn't it awesome that I have a cup of coffee, that I'm able to come here and talk to you? Wow. And I'm kind of having a shuffly off day. This is pretty cool. I'm going to focus on the things that I can. I can focus on the goodness of my coffee. I can focus on the beautifulness that I was turning on my lights today. My lights turned on today. Woo! So this is focusing on the positive, focusing on the good. And this is where our vibrational difference will net you a slight or sometimes a subtle difference in the way you feel. But more importantly, it changes your point of attraction. From a selfish standpoint, now, hello, Dana. And from a selfish standpoint, now here it is. And lets you face it, a selfish standpoint is only a standpoint you got. Because you can't see your standpoint in any other point except through yourself. You can't see my standpoint. I can't see your standpoint. I can push my standpoint upon you because I want you to see my standpoint, and I want you to only look at this standpoint only through the way I want you to look at it, not through your way, because your way is selfish. So this is where, in other words, you cannot help see through your eyes. You have to see it through your eyes. You have to see it through your lens of self. And you cannot find, and you cannot help find preference. And we're being born within you. You are a vibrational energy. There is a vibrational guidance. And that's where all of the planets are vibrating. They're vibrating, and they're vibrating this energy down to you to help to show you how you can begin to vibrate in a new way. How you can vibrate in an energy that is going to create what it is that you want. You are getting a vibrational reading on them, and as you want to pay attention to the way you feel and do. Take a check-in. How do you feel? If it doesn't feel good, why the fuck are you doing it? Your energies are telling you yes and no all the time. This is good. This is bad. This is good. This is bad. This is good. This is bad. Yes, I like this. No, I don't like this. Your vibration is there, but it's coming into attunement with more of how you feel. And the more you come into that alignment, the more you come into the alignment with the source. And once you come into that alignment with source, then the point of attraction is going to continue to shift. And once you begin to shifting up the emotional scale, practicing the art of allowing on the Madrid of the subject, the more you start focusing on that direction, the more you start working, the more you start putting towards it, the more you start to initiate your vibration and saying, you know what, I'm coming into a vibration of love. I'm going to come into a vibration of abundance and joy and bliss. And when you start to sit there and you start to realize and you start to say to yourself, you know what? This makes sense, because I've been thinking about and I've been sort of worried about all of this over here for the last 6 months. I'm going to start to create a new thought, a new vibration, a new way of doing it. And in doing that, it happens each day, each moment, on what you have choices. Which way do you decide to go? Which way do you decide to go upon the emotional scale? Where do I want to direct my energy? Because I can focus on the illusions of what's happening right now and the craziness that's going on. Yeah. And I can see it because when I look at the planets and I see the vibration, I'm just like, oh, something's crazy going to happen there. Because not a lot of people, they're just focusing on the negativity. They're just focusing on the lack, because that's how we're raised, right? We're not told to reach beyond that of our own means. But here we are. I'm pushing you. I'm wanting you to create something more. And it is a practice. It is a practice. It's like your meditations. It's like your prayers. It's like getting up in the morning. It is a practice of brushing your teeth, washing, showering, doing all of that, dressing. It is a practice you have learned to do over and over again. Now we are coming in and the planets have been pushing and pushing and pushing. We want to practice. We want to bring you into this new world. We want to bring you into this new alignment. We want to bring you into a place where there's more abundance and love and joy and bliss. But here we go. People are saying, no, it can't be. Look at what's happening. Look at the world. It's so crazy out there. Yeah, it's fucking crazy out there, but I don't want to focus on that. I'm still going to go out. Right now, I'm going out. I go shopping. I do my stuff. I do my thing. That's fine. If you're going to push something on me, well, I don't want to focus on that. I'll go somewhere else. I'm going where I am finding my joy, my peace, my love, my abundance. I listened to my guidance. My guidance told me years ago, get your shit online. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. They're telling me that not only in 2017, they were telling me that before. I didn't know why. And then I started looking more at the astrology and I'm just like, does it have to do with some kind of pandemic that's coming on? Some kind of forceness that's coming in? Could be. It's allowing. And then all the things you say that you want that have not come to you yet begin to come to your awareness. Keep it simple, because right now the universe has everything in escrow. They're having everything, they're holding on to it, and they're saying, here it is. If you truly want it, but right now you're not focusing on it. You're focusing on, oh my God, my coffee's almost done. I have no more coffee in the house. Oh my God, I have no more. I'm focusing on all the other crazy bullshit. I'm focusing on, oh my God, oh my God, if I don't get the jab, oh my God, if I don't take that crazy elixir that is being given, I won't be able to survive. Is that true? Could be. Maybe it is. Maybe if that's what you believe. Certain things I always know. I just know. I know soulfully within my heart and within my soul. I know. And I trust in that knowingness. It took me practice. Many times I didn't listen to that knowingness, and holy shit, did I ever get kicked in the fucking ass? Did I ever get kicked down? And did I ever get like, oh my God, why did that happen? Oh, right. I wasn't focusing on what I was supposed to focus on. It's part of my life journey. It's part of my earth walk. I learned, okay, let me do better. I learned from that, I can do something different. I don't like that. I'm going to go over there. Maybe it's time that I might be becoming a nomad. Well, then I become a nomad. I become that drifter. I go, I move, I grow, whatever. I'm allowing. But through that allowance, I know I have my divine guidance with my source. And I know with all my heart and with all my being that I'm in my divine guidance. And through there comes the bliss, comes the joy, comes the happiness, because I'm the happy generator of my life. I can help you, I can guide you, I can open up door, show you the door, but I can't open the fucking door for you. And many people, they ask me, well, how's my life going to change? Got to go through the door. You got to get up. You got to change something. You got to get up. You got to exercise. You got to change your food. Got to change your diet. Otherwise, it's not going to change. I can't change that for you. You got to change it for yourself. Are you doing your gratitudes and your I ams? I can't put the pen in your hand and make you write shit. It's like, oh, when will my love come? You know what? Your love will come when you begin to show up. But if you're focusing on, oh, I don't have love in my life. All the guys I meet and all the women I meet are just assholes. Or they're married. All the good ones are taken. Then every man and every woman that you meet is either going to be taken, married, or looking fabulous in your eyes. You're focusing on the relationship that you have right now and you're saying, oh, it's so hard. My husband doesn't make me happy. My wife does not make me happy. They don't pay me enough attention. They don't give me what I want. Well, what do you want? Well, I want more love in my life. Okay. Have you talked to them? Have you had a personal conversation with that person? Oh, it's too hard. It's too difficult. So I'm going to dwell on what I don't have. And here the energies are saying, and they're coming in and they're showing up and they're saying, hey, how about if you start focusing on this? How about if you start making a change over here? And in making that change and making that, it's you creating those steps, those small steps in order for you to vibrational change, because the vibration is already in you and you are on the tip of the consciousness of making that change now. But it's up to you. It's up to you. What I do and what my job is to be that spiritual guidance. My job that has been bestowed upon me and how I feel that my God, my guidance, my source has shown me is that I'm here to show you a different way. Where I look at my planets and I see, okay, that's okay. I'm not going to fight this anymore. I'm going in this direction. But I can focus and I can sit there and say, oh, I hate Trudeau. Well, so what? You hate fucking Trudeau. Why focus on him? Focus on something else. Because it doesn't matter who gets in, is not going to change your life. Or how you vibrate, or how you want to do it, and how you want to do your life. They're not going to change it. Only you can. And I've said that many times to my husband over and over again. And I've said to him, I said, you know what? Inflation. What the fuck's inflation? I still got to go out and buy my food. I still got to go out and cook it. I still got to feed the kids. But I could do things to prep. I could do things to prepare and make sure that there is stuff. Buy things on sale. I had a man stop me one time in Safeway and I was buying some ice cream and he stopped, don't buy the ice cream. And I laughed and I looked at him like, why not? He goes, wait, next week, it'll be on sale. It'll be half price. That's the way Safeway works. And I went, okay, I'll wait till next week. They could go a week without their ice cream. Next week, it was half price. He knew how the sales went. He knew how when to buy things and when not to buy things. He says, just watch. He goes, you think that you need it this week and you think you need it now. But if you wait a little bit, you're going to get something better. And I went, oh, that's a good practice for life. Because you think at that moment, my life is going to be over if I don't do this. My life, oh my God, if I don't meet that one person, if I don't go there, oh my God. No, that's not true. And that's false. That's the idea of lack and scarcity. That's where we get into the falseness, the misguidedness. And here we want you to come into your truth and your divinity. And that's when, all these planets are doing their little shenanigans. They're trying to awaken you and trying to shake you up so you get to see things in a new way. And the more you start to see things in a new way, the more you start to become into that vibrational, and you start to come into that spiritual guidance. And you know what? It is easy, but it's your ego and everything that you have in here that's stopping you from doing what the fuck you want to do. It stops me. God, there's a lot of things I think, oh my God, I can't do this. There's ways around it. If I truly, you know what? Put it this way. If I truly wanted to travel in the United States, I would get my passport. I would travel to Mexico and then come up through Mexico to the United States because they're not going to stop me from there. If I truly wanted to. There's ways around it. You could fly. You may not be able to drive. If I wanted to go on a plane right now, there's ways. And if one door closes, that means there's an opportunity that's even better. Although I'm not saying it's not going to hurt because that opportunity closed and that's what you thought, and you put all your little eggs in that one basket. But it's like, you know what? I get it. You know what? I'm leaving. I'm going to say to the universe, you know what? Thank you for this opportunity. And you know what? Even though I don't get this, or even though this doesn't work right now, I know there's something better, and there's always a reason. So I'm going to honor it and say thank you and move forward. The more you do that, the more it starts to shift, and you start to shift into that place and saying thank you. Sometimes I sit and mope and like, oh my God, where's all my clients? Oh my God, I'll never have another client. Oh, and I could sit there and I can mope and I'm like, oh, well, all right. I booked my life. I'm in charge of my booking. I booked that I have a free day today. Isn't that awesome? Wow. Look at what I could do today. Look at the things I could create today. It's mine. It's my choice. It's my direction. And it's your choice in your direction. So take it. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull out some cards. Like cards over here, cards over there. I've been using the House of Wisdom cards, but I feel the Avalon cards are coming in, and a couple tarots. So we're going to pull some cards, see what's coming in. Colette Baron Reed, she always puts at least 52 cards in with her oracle cards. So this is the Avalon cards. It's an older deck. It's been around for a while. Just curious now, because I know I bought this when it was new. 2008. Thereabouts, or before 2007. This one was from 2007. Oh boy. It's pretty good shape. And this one was what? This one's from 2012. So, interesting. And I like Colette. She's still staying very true to who she is, and I love that. So our first card is, it's the Swan. Transformation, trusting your psychic gifts. So the Swan comes forward. So it's about transformation. When you step into that energy and you step into what those changes are that you want, and you got to trust your psychic gifts. You've got to trust that intuition that comes in. And it's all in perception. It's your perception. It could look like a scary pathway, or it could look like something that is fun. It's your perception. This is your sacred journey. This is allowing for you to step into that sacred journey and how you perceive that sacred journey. Perception is everything. Take no further action until you see how this message applies to you. See how this works for you. Sit with it. Feel it. Sometimes you feel like you have to give an answer right away, but you don't. Just take a moment and feel into it until you can see, okay, that is where I want to be. That is the transformation I do want to get and be. Okay. I'm going to be open. I'm going to open myself up to the guidance of the divine and to source to show me. And I'm going to trust in it. I'm going to trust that it's going to come into me. And comes the fiery fairy. And I'm going to find that creative and optimism that is needed. I'm going to find that. It's going to come. And that creative action could be anything. It could be that you get an idea. And I always say this to people. I said, it could come in and they're going to say, you know what? I think you need to go for a jog. And you're like, oh, I don't jog, but I can go for a walk. So you go and you drive and you go for a walk. And then that walk leads you to where you're just sort of daydreaming or thinking about something. And then ideas and information come into you. So the fiery fairy brings another gift, illumination. So when you're getting your perception, the illumination comes. When you're coming into and trusting yourself and you're trusting the spiritual gifts, the illumination starts to begin. She signals the positive outcomes of your efforts. She starts to show you, look at all what you've done. Look at you've had all of this time to create all of this beautiful stuff. Isn't that wonderful? And Source comes in and Source says to you, the birth and rebirth. I can't make this shit up. That you are birthing and you are rebirthing. It is that ebb and that flow that comes in. And that ebb and flow that comes forth that allows for you to go into the inspiration and the new life that you are wanting. It's opening up those doorways. And this is where to remember, make me a channel for divine creativity. Use me as an instrument of higher will and watch a miracle unfold. That's what I'm going to leave you with. I'll repeat it one more time. Make me a channel for divine creativity. Use me as an instrument of a higher will and watch a miracle unfold. Blessed be. Blessed be. Have a blessed day, everybody. Go into your divine wisdom and the directions. Sometimes it feels like, it's crazy and scary and so fucking out there. But you know what? You're fucking awesome. And take that all the way to the bank. That you are fucking awesome. And when one door closes, another door opens. And step into your divinity. Blessed be everybody. Talk to you soon. And if you want to make a donation to my coffee fund, anytime you can make a donation to my coffee. And you don't have to, but thank you for all of you who do. It does come in handy. So blessed be everybody, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.